Spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Celestial, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player. Hello. We have the red Protoss player himself. We have the Chinese Protoss. It is Cyan. So it's coming in here for the block, and he can actually force a really awkward position out of Rogue here to expand on the low ground. So we'll see as Rogue does move out. Again, this was a much earlier probe here instead of the gate scout or the gate move out across the map. So despite Rogue going for the 15, hatch, he is still denied. Yeah, forced to take the pocket base instead. So nice start here for our Protoss player. Meanwhile, I will fix up the player names. Bam. Un momento. Filters red. From here we are going to be building up. Likewise, Rogue will have a weaker economy early on because he now has half a base instead of a proper natural. So already forcing a weaker economy, and that might even force Rogue to take a faster third as well. Yeah, he is. Okay, so Rogue, he's going to be delaying queen production. He'll be delaying queens in favor of a faster expansion. So Rogue is forced into a greedier build. And we'll see how Cyan responds. So as you can see here, Rogue's second and third queen are going to be delayed because of the faster hatchery. So lower queen counts. Likewise, Rogue, he does pull out of gas as well to go into minerals faster, so he's going to have delayed link speed as well, more so than usual. And we'll see if Cyan wants it. Cyan supply blocks. Oh god, that's a big supply block actually. No. Again, this is a nice start for Cyan, but shaky follow up here. A little bit shaky. As he's rushing to a farm. Oh my god, talk about greed. Okay. So we have a forced greedy build out of Rogue to try to make up for his early game. Meanwhile, we have a gate expanded Cybercore into a fast third Nexus before tech. So a hyper greedy build here by Cyan. But this is something you can get away with on Celestial. Remember, Celestial Enclave is one of the larger maps in the map pool, has a pocket base, so you can cut these corners. Technically, you can go even further than this, and you can just go straight into like a Void Ray, Fleet Beacon, second Stargate, into like a Tempest Rush or a Carrier Rush. Cyan has that option if he wants to. Even going Sentry first as well. Oh. What does Sentry first mean? This means that he can't harass with Adepts. Like there's zero harassment, there's zero aggression. Instead, he's going for the Hallucination to scout. And yep, it is Void Ray first. So there's a high chance we see Void Ray into Fleet Beacon. Now we have seen some Protoss players be quite successful on this map by faking greed and faking like an economy and instead going for like a charge all in, right? Going Void Ray, then bam, Forge, Twilight Council, +1, charge, Gateway Explosion into a big all in, and catching Zerg players with their pants down. Like that is an option that you can go for here as well, is try to use the map against your opponents and use like expectations against your opponent as well, which is what Rogue did against Shin. So you can try to mind game, but we're not seeing any kind of big tech structures yet. Overlord is hunted down. Show us your tech of choice. Oh, there it is. Oh, never mind. We saw Fleet Beacon we saw a Twilight Council for a moment there, but he cancelled and instead is going for the Fleet Beacon. Never mind. So he is going for the Tempest Rush. We're assuming there's going to be more Stargates here. Yeah, there it is. Or Stargates. Like, technically, there is a build where you can go a singular fleet beacon with a Stargate into like a mothership and go into a heavy ground army and then like recall across the map. There are some niche builds in such a way, but we now have the second Stargate. Now, the style that we're seeing here from Cyan is very common on this map, so this should be in the back of Rogue's mind. Rogue, he hasn't scouted the main base. Rogue, he doesn't know for certain what's going on, but Rogue should know that this is a possibility. Oh, and we're not going for the Tempest Rush, we are indeed going for the Carrier Rush. Let's go. Carrier rushes are typically more aggressive. Tempest, they're more efficient and they build up over time. They can gain a lot of value over time. Carriers, they can allow for a really strong early timing, especially if this goes unscouted. The problem is that it is unscouted, but Rogue is still going for the faster Spire because again, because of how common this kind of style is. The Skytel specifically. If Rogue was just going Ling Roach with Queens, and if he was not actually respecting or responding to this heavy greedy play, then this could work. But Corruptor is hard counter carrier this early on. Like if Rogue, if he was going like a Roach into Hydra or Ling Bane into Hydra, then there's an opening here. But he confirms. He confirms the carriers. Rogue should be feeling good about this. And we just need those Corruptors. Ay. Oh no, the wall's open. Yeah, the wall's at the wall. Links, they flood into the main. A nice force field, but they flood into the natural. And they kill the sentry. Sentry goes down. Thankfully, no major damage. But does catch the sentry. Here come the Corruptors. Now, I do appreciate this, especially because of the scouts. So what do you see here? You see 2 carriers, plus 1 flyer attack is on the way. Of course, Cyan got scouted, and then bam, ground switch. You know, Blink is on the way, plus 1, massive gateway explosion. I do really like this. We'll just see how slow or how fast this hits. I do think this is smart, but I'm a little bit concerned this is too late. Once again, Cyan is trying to build up. Thankfully for Rogue, he's not neglecting his ground army. Plus 2 ranges on the way. Corruptors, they move in. They're going for the Nexus. Going for the cannon. Never mind. Stalkers are revealed. Yeah, the Stalkers are revealed, and now Rogue knows. Instantly, we have Roaches on the way. Ling should be in production. Baliness for Rogue as well. He's switching into a ground army. He now knows. As Rogue, he does lure the army out, catching out the road, just catching out the Stalkers. Every carrier will fall, gets 1, gets 2. You could argue here that now we have some dead supply and Corruptors, but that's why we have not been neglecting the ground army. More Roaches on the way, more Zerglings as well. There's still that Oracle. So the Corruptors, they go across the map, and we'll see if they can find an angle here on top of the Nexus. They can. Yeah, they can find an angle. They get past the cannon. Stalkers are moving in. Going for the Cyber Core. Okay, interesting. Meanwhile, Cyan, he dies on the army, though. Yeah, Roaches gets surrounded, and he might break through. He might just barely break through here. Roaches go down. Ravagers, there's only 3 of them left. Lings do reinforce. Lings, they punish. And Cyan, does he have enough? Cyber Core goes down. No more Stalkers. Only Zealots. Only slow loss to reinforce instead. Yeah, Rogue, he's barely holding on. That was a very close defense. He did bleed out a lot of Roaches, a lot of Ravagers. But he's holding on. Caustic Spray is now off of cooldown, and does he go for an expansion? I feel like he can. Ooh, the upgrades. Okay, going for +2 and for charge. There's only one Corruptor Caustic Spraying down the Twilight Council, but he does get the final. Oh my god. Depowers everything. No. Doesn't kill the tech, but does depower. Delay on the upgrades. I feel like there was opportunity to go for the Forge and go for the Twilight Council instead, but it's fine. He still delays. As Rogue is maxed. Rogue is maxed out. Production's repowered. This time going for the Nexus. This looks a little bit ambitious. And Nexus does get low though. Oh my god. He gets it. Just barely. Nexus goes down. Stalkers are out of position. Main army rolls in. Yeah, busts into the mineral line. Massive connections. Oh my god. The probes are deep in the red. They're deep in the red. Get out of here. Oh my god, as we leave the base alive? 12 HP. Rogi pulls away, he backs off, he rebuilds his Link Bane, and we should be doing that again. Meanwhile, Cyan has maxed out. He's maxed out with his ground army here. He's got a couple of Archons, a couple of Immortals. Stalks they blink into the Ravagers. Bold move. Get some okay Baneling connections, but Zelsay break on through. Cyan, can he pull this off? Barely any Banelings left. Corruptors, they do Caustic down the expansion. Nexus does fall. Regularly getting value with those Corruptors. Catching up the War Prism. Prism goes down, so we have the Greater Spiral on the way for Broodlords. Rogue taking up. Nice still a run by. Oh my god. It gets into the middle line. Drones going down. Cyan fighting back. Does get the expansion. Takes down half a mineral line. Takes down a hatchery as well. Again, one of the reasons why Rogue is struggling as he is because he's still stuck on Link Bane Roach Ravager instead of going into Lurkers. Remember, his kind of end goal here is going to be Broodlords. As Corruptors, they do take down another Nexus. Another base falls. These Corruptors, they can race back home. They can morph into Broodlords. And right now, there's no answer. Right? There's no answer to Broodlord. They're coming home. Greater Spire is done. Now we just need supply. Rogue has to free up some supply here to make room for the Broodlords. Nice Baneling run by. Things that do go for the expansion. Prism goes down to the spores. And here come the Broodlords. Broodlords are morphing in. We have 8 Broodlords being morphed in. There's no Sky Toss, no Tempest. There's no good answer for the Broodlords. They're coming in back. Rogue is pushing to the center. It does push to the center, engaging with the main army. Stalkers, they cannot commit. Oh god. Not like this. Prism goes down to the Biles. Storm's being forced on Ling Bane. And the army's just zoned away. Yeah, the army is zoned away. The expansion is now exposed. And Cyan is going for the base trade. He's going for the base trade. But Rogue, yeah, can just turn around. No, there's not enough Stalkers here. Yeah, there's not enough Stalkers. Broodlords, they turn around. They can hunt down the High Templar. Banelings, they do smash in. Oof. Just crashing into the Templar. Cyan just trying to buy some time. Doesn't really have much left over. He's out of gas. And again, it was a cheeky build here from Cyan and a cheeky kind of follow-up as well. Going for the mass ground switch after the carrier rush, but it just took a little bit too long to really get going. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Rogie takes game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, a cheeky build here by Cyan, winding it back. Remember, he did open up a double Stargate fleet beacon into carrier rush, but he got scouted. He got shut down. And because he got scouted, he made a big switch into mass blink stalker. Despite that, though, the corruptors found so much damage when it comes to hunting down the carriers, when it comes to sniping bases. They killed what, like 3 Nexi throughout the course of that game, maybe even 4 bases. They were able to deny upgrades, slow down tech. They achieved a lot of damage despite only getting 2 carriers initially. The value was there, and eventually it built up into the Broodlords. GG, well played. I would say that the pressure was on Cyan to try to end the game before that, to try to end the game early and strike, you know, with all those Wing Stalkers. And he did have some decent fights. If you remember, he barely didn't break through. Like, there was a moment where he pushed out across the map, he dove on the Roach Ravager army, and he was able to almost reset the Ravager count, but he just barely didn't have enough. GG, well played. I think that was after he lost the Cyber Core, or as he was losing the Cyber Core. So that's also maybe factors into it. If he hadn't lost the Cyber Core, then he reinforces with Stalkers, and maybe he keeps going. But GG, well played. With that, we're getting into game number 2. Going to be loading into Winter Madness. Let's go. Another one of these larger maps. Not as greedy as Celestial, for sure. Not as greedy. But let us go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner here, Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Zerg player, we have the blue Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Rogue. Hold on, I'll fix it up. Un momento. There we go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, the Chinese Protoss. It is Cyan. Here we go. And again, it was so fortunate, winding it actually further back than that. If you remember, Rogue, he was blindly going for the Spire. Like, he didn't even scout the second Stargate. He didn't even scout the fleet beacon at the time. He scouted it, confirmed it afterwards, but he already had the Spire halfway done. Like, he had already reacted. As we were mentioning, the build that we had gone for Cyan would have worked wonders if Rogue was playing standard. If he was going into Ling Bane Roach Ravager, or if he was going into Ling Bane Hydra. But because of the map and because 2-base Sky Toss is very common on Celestial, like Rogue, he already had that Spire on the way. He already had it. Here we go. For now, though, we are going to be settling in. And this time we should be seeing a very different build out of Cyan. No shall we see another fast Fleet Beacon, and no shall we see another fast like Carrier or Tempest Rush. Not here. So now it is going to be Hatch Gas Pool, Standard Opener out of Rogue, likewise a Gate Expand out of our Protoss player. As we're just calming down. Now we have our Stargate opener out of our Protoss, out of Cyan. From here, we should be opening up Oracle. There's a chance for Void Ray, but you often don't go Void Ray and Stalker. The Stalker is designed to hunt down the Overlord. And we should be seeing the Oracle follow-up. As the Overlord is trapped. Oh, trying to get out of here, okay. Get out of there, Pappy. Get out of there. Okay, never mind. It is going to be that Void Ray opener, so he will hunt down the Overlords, ideally. There's currently 2 Overlords on the map, one here in the center, one on the right-hand side. We'll see what he can get. Likewise, once again, after a Void Ray opener, you can hide tech and try to be more committed, whether it's at the Fleet Beacon, Stargate, Twilight Council, Robo, Forge. Like, there are options here. Doesn't have to hide tech, but he could. Yo, meanwhile, Esther, Flipper, Flapjack, Pappy, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time, Pappy. Thank you. Hope you had a great time. And that is a Twilight Council before expand. Ooh, hyper aggression here out of Cyan. No third base yet. Overlord moves out, and sorry, the Void Ray moves out and the Overlord moves in. Yeah, Cyan, he missed the Overlord. With this Gateway Explosion, it does look like a Glaive Adepts. Technically, it could be charge. Oh, as the Overlord is going to be zoned away. Overlord is zoned away. Back at home, Rogue is droning. Safety Roach Warren. And shows the upgrade of choice. There's no Forge. There is no Forge, Pappy. And it is Glaive Adepts. So we're getting Glaives here out of our Protoss, out of Cyan. If Rogue didn't have a Safety Roach Warren, I'd be concerned, but he does have the tools to defend. He has the tools. And Rogue, he knows that even though Rogue didn't scout the tech, he did scout the late third. Like, the third base is very late, and he knows that. That's why we saw the early Roach Warren. Rogue, he's getting up to 2 base saturation, now getting his third up and running. Taking gases. These 3 Adepts, that's pretty normal. This is not a sign of aggression yet. Like, seeing up to 6 Adepts early on is not really much of a tell. Something that is a bit of a tell is the lack of second Oracle. There's only 1. In a standard game, there'd be multiple Oracles, but because there's only 1, you must be thinking, like, where's that gas being spent? Overseer, sorry, we have Overlord Speed on the way. Lair is done. You can see here that Rogue, he's walling up. He even killed his own tumor. And what Rogue is doing is he's getting ready for the defense and for the offense. With Overlord Speed, we can follow up after the defense with a German taxi. So here come the Adepts. Roach production has begun. Rogue, he droned up to 59. I mean, that's a pretty high drone count. Has he been too greedy? Loving the wall. Yeah, has Rogue been too greedy? Roaches are trickling in. Do we have a transfuse? We do. Transfuse on the Queen. And clutch transfuse. Trying to hold the line. Adepts, they break through the Roaches. They're getting to the mineral line. Again, Roaches are trying to reinforce. They're trying to. Can he get in? Queens are going down. So far, good damage. Adepts, they break through all 3 Queens. Getting into the mineral line. At least trying to. Yeah, they're trying to get in. They shade into the natural. Drones are now going down, getting 5 drone kills already. But again, my big concern is the follow-up. 7 drones, that's great and all. Void Ray goes down. 12 drones going down. 14. Oh my god, these two Adepts, they're going crazy. It's 16. 17 drone kills. This is critical damage. Rogue is all in. Rogue, he's completely all in. He's got a counterattack here and now. And again, he already has Roach speed and he has Overlord speed as well. The drop alerts are coming. There's going to be a very strong all in here from Rogue. Back at home, Cyan just has to survive. Shield batteries, cannons, immortal production. Do we have a Robo? Oh, no Robo. Yeah, there's no defensive Robo, there's no defensive Immortals. Blink will be done in time. And we'll see if Cyan can survive this. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close defense. It's going to be very clutch. Either Rogue kills Cyan or he dies trying. As Rogue, the first stasis goes up. First stasis does connect. We have 2 more behind this. Now the stasis is going off on a couple of roaches. The queens, they drop in. And they can transfuse. Remember, they can spread creep. They can transfuse. That's a lot of cannons, a lot of shield by finishing up. We got a wave of stalkers behind this. Cyan, can he hold on here? He's up with the Ducklings. Roaches, they're having an awkward time pushing in. That's a lot of roaches going down. Cyan is holding. He's holding on back. Yeah, more warpins, more stalkers. Rogue, he's running out of steam. As he does get a stalker kill. Miscontrol out of Cyan. Oh, losing 2 stalkers. Oh my god, the vials! Yeah, Cyan not paying attention. Where were the blinks? Where was the blink control? Cybercore goes down. Rogue, he can still pull this off. It's not easy. But he's slowly working through those stalkers, breaks through the shield batteries. Again, we did have some miscontrol out of Cyan. With lingering reinforcements, Rogue is getting to the mineral line. Yeah, he's slowly getting to the mineral line. A clutch transfuse. Vials forcing out micro. Forcing out control. And it's still such a close defense here. It's still so close. He blinks in. The boys are being pulled. Yeah, it does pull the boys. At last, Lings are going to reinforce. Piles are connecting. Massive piles. And the Lings is too much. Yeah, the Lings, they prove to be too much here. Again, it was a very close defense. I do think that if we had a little bit more focused blink control in the middle of the fight, then maybe that would have been enough to defend. Again, it was close, but Rogue, he does break through. Lings, they peel up into the mineral line. More probes are going down. The natural has been broken. Stalkers are being kept busy. More probes are going down, and this is critical damage. This is now critical damage. And again, I could have seen this game going to the ace match. I could have seen this going to the ace match, but barely done enough. Contamination on the warp gate. The final probes are going down as well. Critical damage to the main base. GG gets called, and Rogue, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the playoffs. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Rogue. You will claim the series. Again, that was a very, very clutch defense. I do feel like if Cyan, if he had maybe been able to focus a little bit more, preserve and take after those stalkers, or look after those stalkers a little bit more, then maybe he could have been able to pull off that defense. But alas, he bled out a lot of stalkers halfway through that fight, losing 3, 4, 5 stalkers. He also had a crazy blink into the Ravagers, where he also bled out even more stalkers as well. Some rough decisions, some rough control there, and in the end, Rogue did overwhelm. GG. GG, well played. Rogue, he did break through, and with that, Rogue, he will advance on in 2nd place. Let's go. Let's catch up on the bracket itself here. Whew, as that does wrap up our broadcast here for the morning, we did have Group B taking place. We had Clem, Rogue, Shin, and Cyan, and in the end, we had a pretty crazy turn of events here. Cyan, he was able to pop off earlier. Cyan, he took down Shin 2-1. Impressive showing there from Cyan. Clem, he was able to bring down Rogue 2-1. We also had a bit of a back and forth. We had a more aggressive Clem being shown off here, and some of that aggression was punished by Rogue, some of it, but in a longer, more macro game, Clem, he did showcase his prowess in Game 2 and Game 3. Coming into a series against Cyan, we did see that Clem was the aggressor, 100%. He was much more aggressive against Cyan. He broke Cyan early and didn't allow him to really gain any control of the map itself. Cyan was lacking map control. Coming into the ZvZ, Shin and Rogue was a very chaotic back and forth, with Rogue going for some cheeky builds, some hidden tech structures, some hidden bases as well, and Shin was caught with his pants down, so Shin was the first player to be eliminated from the group. Cyan was the second, as Rogue did bring him down, but I could have totally seen this series going to the ace match, for sure. Could have seen a Game 3, but GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Clem and Rogue advanced to the playoffs, to the quarterfinals. Congratulations. When it comes to the rest of LiuLi Cup, we're going to be covering Group C and Group D, but that is going to be at a later date. Our next broadcast here on the channel is going to be this evening at 9 p.m. AEST. That's going to be at 7 p.m. at KST. Bam, you can see it here on our schedule. That is going to be in 7 hours. 7 hours time, we're going to be live with Sparkling Tuna Cup here on the CranKy Ducklings. That is our weekly open tournament. After the Tuna Cup is going to be the Euthermal 2v2 circuit. That's going to be afterwards in the evening. Tomorrow we're going to be live with the Wardy TV Monday. That's going to be tomorrow evening as well. That's going to be tomorrow. Then we have LiuLi Cup Group C on Tuesday. So just as a heads up, we don't have a LiuLi Cup broadcast tomorrow. It's going to be on Tuesday instead. It's going to be on Tuesday morning. But throughout the course of the week, we have Wardy TV Monday, we have LiuLi Cup, we have Pegasus Cup as well. We have more Tuna Cup and more Sea Duckling Open. Plenty of content, plenty of StarCraft throughout the course of the week. As always, again, we cast more StarCraft than any other channel out there. We cast more than Wardy, we cast more than Steadfast. We have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. When it comes to like the greater scope of things, March we should be able to catch up with everything. So if you remember, unfortunately we were very unavailable in January. There were some things happening IRL, so we didn't really get to cast much. We cast like every other day in January. So we did miss out on quite a bit, and we did fall behind as a result, and we're playing catch up. So we caught up with Thunderfire, we caught up with LiuLi Cup, we caught up with Homestory Cup. We're now catching up with LiuLi Cup, and we're also playing catch up with some Pegasus Cups, with some Wardy TV Mondays, and with StarCraft Evolution as well. So there's a lot of tournaments that and also Code for Giants Cup as well. Jesus, there's just so much StarCraft going on, so much going on. And even with us casting like twice a day or even daily and twice a day whenever we can, it's still not enough to fully catch up yet. But March, like around halfway through towards the end of March, we should be able to wrap everything up and then, you know, have a bit of a leaner casting schedule. Ideally, one cast a day, one cast a day. But until then, we're playing catch up. We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, I say we'll get there. By the time we catch up, RSL playoffs are going to be live, so we're going to have to catch up with the RSL as well. So, oh god. And then Star Zagora. True. Don't forget about Star Zagora. That's also around the corner as well. Jesus. That's going to be in May. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis. If you want to help support our Open Cups and our amateur events, they're all funded via the Patreon. So you can help us grow those prize pools to even greater heights and support even more players. You can help us out there if you wish. Otherwise, you can also support us by following us on YouTube. !Socials in the chat. We do post whenever we go live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on Discord as well. And we also have a YouTube channel where we do stream on a daily basis. We're streaming both on Twitch and on YouTube and on Kick. We do have all three platforms, and on Facebook as well. We're streaming on all four platforms. We used to stream on TikTok. We actually had a lot of viewership on TikTok, but they did stop that, put an end to that, just because I guess they weren't really fond of commentary and casting StarCraft instead of playing games. Like, they have their own rule set, their own restrictions, which is a little bit unfortunate in regards to what can be live streamed. But yeah, with that, we're going to be wrapping up. Again, if you want to support us and if you missed out on any content, if you want to watch, Group A of LiuLi Cup, or if you want to watch Homestory Cup playoffs or Homestory Cup group stage, or Thunderfire or LiuLi Cup, or anything else that we cast, the Podcast on a weekly basis, that's our weekly talk show, our weekly podcast. It's all on YouTube. It's all on YouTube. It's all uploaded on a regular basis. It is all there. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for the support, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys in 7 hours for some more StarCraft. Ciao, bye, ciao. Hasta luego.